Hello everyone and welcome to another Malazan podcast episode on an M&D Fantasy Corner. I'm Duncan and with me is my friend Momo.
Hello, everybody. I don't know why, but you sound so excited, man, when you are doing these announcements. It's incredible.
You know
Because
why?
I don't know, man. You are not usually excitable type.
Man, it was because of reaction of community on our episode 3.
Oh yeah,
I'm so happy about that.
it was very satisfying to me also. Again, I didn't expect it, but there were so many comments and positive. I don't know how to call it, energy. Yeah, let's
Man,
let's call it positive energy that I was blown away.
it seems our episode 3 was, I don't know, people liked it more than our other episodes.
Yes, but I kinda had that feeling because we really had a lot of fun actually recording it. More fun than we had in first and second episode. Probably we were a little bit more relaxed and experienced. Maybe that's the reason.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it made me feel good. That's what I want to say. And that's why
Yeah,
I'm
that's
chirpy.
yeah, but you are too chirpy, man. Calm the fuck down, please.
Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna try.
Oh my god, guys, yeah! You are like that.
Sorry.
I'm kidding, man, of
But
course.
but anyway, I want to, take this opportunity. And before we start, speaking about Malazan, I just wanna, mention our community and some of comments they had, some suggestions and stuff. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, there were some constructive and helpful maybe comments, and I wanna mention it because maybe other people think that way, and maybe we will in future change some things. But it will be up to you guys, I think.
Yes, we are of course always listening for but before that, there is one light comment I first. Community member Maako mentioned that he also agreed with us that Tattersail is curvy but sexy lady. So for now, we are 3-0 in favor of Tattersail being sexy.
Yeah, that's very important issue for us guys.
Of course. So Maako, we got you, bro. We got you. We agree.
What was the other one?
Okay, so the other one was on the Malazan forums.
Oh yes, Malazan
And
Empire
yes,
forums.
member Whiskey John, not Whiskey Jack. His name is Whiskey John. Had really two good suggestions for us. So I kind of wanna go over both of them and discuss it. Some pros of those, some cons, of course. So I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
if
one
you.
of I think one of those was about spoilers. He suggested that we you know don't care about spoiler, that we just spoiler everything, which
Yes.
I'm not sure if it would be good. I kinda want to keep this uh, for people who both read and didn't read, future books. That both of those, different kind of groups can enjoy our podcast.
Yes, I agree with that completely. But I get his point. Because for example, he probably read all books already. Probably there are people who read all books multiple times. And for them, it would be probably much better if we didn't have any spoiler rules. Like if we just went full deep discussion Malazan.
Yes, but you know what is also a problem of that, man? If we, for example, now we are doing fourth chapter, sorry, and if we are spoiling everything, this episode will probably last 5 hours because there will be so much to speak about events that happening now that will affect some future events. It would be really no, my head start hurting just thinking about how painful would it be to structure episode like that.
No, I mean, I completely agree with you, but I'm just saying there is value to that style as well.
Of course it is, but no, I'm not sure that we can pull it off.
Yeah, we cannot. First of all, let me say why we cannot. This is 100% reason why we don't wanna do. If you go, for example, in Reddit and you go to Song of Ice and Fire section, there are almost 500,000, or maybe even more. I don't remember. 500,000 people who are, members of that subreddit. When you go to Malazan, it's only 17k. to me that kind of boring. You know, I love A Song of Ice and Fire. They deserve all of that, but Malazan deserve it too. And our project
deserve it more,
is
in my
we are
opinion.
kind of trying to bring more people to this series, and we know how complicated it is. So one of the goals of this podcast is actually to maybe soften the blow of the first book, or you know, even further books. So that's why if we convert even one single person to Malazan, to us, that's, you know, successful.
Yeah, I agree there. And if we do heavy spoilers,
Yes,
somebody
nobody will
who didn't
watch.
read series, yes, will not.
I mean,
will not
only
come here.
veterans will watch, but I mean, we really want everybody to watch. So, you know, again, Whiskey Jen, I want to say it's amazing idea. And I think somebody should do such podcasts. Why should we be the only one that are doing Malazan podcasts? Let's grow community. Let's make more podcasts. It's great idea. Just, you know, from me and Momo, I feel we want to bring this to more people, to pretty much everybody.
Yes, but you also have a couple of other.
Yes, he had another great
suggestions.
idea. Yeah. He actually said that we are kind of chaotic, that we don't have structure. And I can say why. Because, for example, last episode, episode 3, Momo, we almost didn't have time to make this episode. Our schedule is busy. Sometimes, you know, we are afraid that we won't even have time to make one episode. If we are doing it structurally, we would need to, for example, prepare so much more for episode. And what we do now is we just kind of pick a chapter and freestyle it. We don't.
For me, honestly, it's not that reason. It's if we structure it. I found that when we do that, it come out boring.
You know, this is what he mean by structure. For example, let's make an episode and talk about Tistandi, or let's make an episode and talk about, I don't know, Siege of Pale, or let's make an episode about, I don't know, like you can pick whatever about Warrens. You know, to have some structural theme.
Thing is, I really do plan to make episodes like that in the future. You know, parallel with what we are doing now. For example, when we finish first book, we can make, I don't know, one episode that is explaining maybe Warrens or something else. But I also wanna do this like in-depth analysis of the book.
Problem is that structural thing requires so much more preparation. It would take you hours, and we simply don't have time for that. At least
Really,
right now.
We don't. In future, we will probably try.
But
to
that's another great idea. You know, maybe some students, some high school kids that are, you know, that have a little bit more time than us, you know, they can make another podcast. But for us, you know, at this point, we kind of like this freestyle. And sometimes it will be chaotic, but I don't think too many people will you know, find this bad, because Malazan is kind of chaotic in itself. You know, it's all over the place.
Even if we are chaotic inside a chapter. We are going,
Yes.
you know, beginning and chapters, missing sometimes middle, but you know, we are keeping it in that chapter. So
Yes.
you don't, I think, get too lost when you are listening to us.
So I just want to say thank you, Whiskey John, for your suggestions. I think they are great, but I think they are really not for us, but they are more for maybe another podcast couple.
Yes.
And I don't know, I think from community, everything else was you know, not really suggestions and stuff, so maybe we can go into...
Yes, we can slowly start with chapter 4.
Shall we start actually with Paran first? Because we ended with Paran dying.
It's up to you if you want.
I don't know if you want to start that or...
Oh, you go.
Well, anyway, Paran's die and he wakes up in front of Hood's gate, and Opun twins appear. And they, for whatever reason, well, we kind of find out already what that reason is. They want to save Paran. They don't want him to die.
They just want that certainty. We already explained that about them.
Yes, and here you get a glimpse, really. I think this is where you get the glimpse of how truly Opuns are. Like two children.
Yes.
Where other ascendants or gods would prefer to have more control, Opun actually don't want any control. They want random, they want mayhem. So that's, you know, a kind of representation of these gods.
They enjoy. I think their main goal is trolling other gods. That's what their purpose in life is.
Of course, they are trolls. How I didn't think of that. They are gods of
Yes,
trolling.
they just wanna, oh, you are planning that. No, you're not.
Yes. But anyway, the Hood couldn't come for whatever reason, and his apparition came there, and he agreed. And the price for making Paran not die is that of somebody close to him. And of course, Paran is begging, take me
Man, that would
instead.
be that would suck if that happened to you. Imagine somebody said to you, okay, you will live, but somebody close to you will die.
Yes, and this is one of those another moments where you realize just how everybody is using Paran. Nobody pay him any attention. Like whatever he wants, it's he's ignored. And so
But even Opon twins, they don't give a damn about him. They just wanna, fuck up other Ascendant plans.
yes, it's even bigger random why they choose him, because his sword, when he purchased it, he named him Chance, and that to them kinda symbolized what they represent.
Yeah, and it's funny to think about how such a small detail. You buy sword years ago and you name it Chance, and that can earn you like attention of some random god. But also, man, it's funny to me how a male twin was afraid when he heard hound howling in distance.
Yeah, nobody
He was
wants
like,
to deal
"Come
with
on,
Amanas.
Come on, let's go, let's go, come on.
But yeah,
I don't wanna fight. Let's go.
come on.
Let's go.
Yes, he was bigger cover than his sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so Amanas is appearing with his hounds, and everybody escape. And Paran cannot get up. And this
But
is...
you know what is the thing? I'm not sure if they were escaping from Amanas or those two hounds.
Well, from everybody. No,
I think those two hounds are more scary than Amanas right now.
apparently, Twin God of Opon are not up to par to House Shadow. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they are not fighting gods, they are troll gods.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was saying is now finally Amanas appeared, and this is one of the best moments, for me at least, concerning Paran. Because
Yes, this is part where Paran really raised in my eyes. First of
Yes.
all, he was insulting, Shadow Throne, but he was thinking, what I have to lose? I'm dead. Why not, have some fun? Why not
Yes.
little bit insult him first?
and he earns readers' appraisal, because usually what writers do is they make their protagonists and they kind of are just this all powerful, but they never earn the protagonist status. And this was the first moment where I was like, okay, so Paran is just not some noble that has had everything in his life. He had best education, he's tall, he's good looking, I really don't look for those stuff in my protagonist. What I look for are deeds. And what he did here, he kinda outsmarted Amanas.
I don't think he outsmarted him. He just, pointed win-win scenario for Amanas.
Yes.
Okay, if you kill me, if I die, Empress will send somebody else. You will not know who. You will need to watch your back. Like this, if I survive, at least you know, to keep an eye on me, and you know where the threat is coming from.
And don't tell me you didn't also feel after this point. For example, to me, Paran up until this point was like 5, average protagonist. After this, he started slowly raising.
Yes, but also Amanas raised in my eyes, man.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
he also realized, okay, this is better for me, actually. So, Paran is alive, apparently.
Yeah, so Paran is alive.
No.
He's waking up, and I think it was Picker poking him.
Yes, that was hilarious scene. How they are all like, this is normal occurrence to them to find dead captains lying in the street being stabbed a couple of times. They are, it's like nothing happened. They are just, discussing it like they are drinking coffee.
Yes, that body means nothing to them. But when he started screaming, he scared the hell out of her.
Man, because they all thought he is dead for sure. They are soldiers. They know that those wounds needed to kill him, 100%.
I don't know, but that scene was super funny to me. The next stuff I wanna discuss is Hairlock and his insanity.
No, man, that was such a funny scene. That is, I think, how chapter starts.
Yes.
When Tettersail just say Hairlock is insane. And Quick Ben is like, of course he's insane. He's a goddamn puppet.
Yeah.
But you know, I was thinking a little bit about this, and I realized that bridge burners were kind of dig to Tettersail.
What do you mean?
Listen, imagine Hairlock was, unpleasant guy before all of this. Little bit crazy, right?
Yes.
So, he dies. No, not literally dies, but his body is cut in half.
Yes.
Quick Ben come. When you are cut in half, you will get crazy a little bit, right?
Yes.
Then Quick Ben did that soul shifting thing. He put them in the mind of puppet. If
Yes.
you are man, you end up in a body of puppet, you will get a little bit more crazy, right?
Of course.
Then after that we find out that he is actually here. We found out that he is roaming Chaos Warren, and that is making you crazier even.
Yes.
And after all that, they said to Tettersail, okay, take this puppet and you take care of it.
You are
And
babysitter.
that puppet, and that puppet is crazy and constantly threatening to kill her. And those bridge burners are just, okay, you take this. We don't give a damn. We are out.
Okay. But yeah, they mentioned some things about Chaos Warren here that is important
Yes.
to know, because as a first time reader I really had no clue. Like, they mentioned Chaos Warren and to me, like, what? But they mentioned some key elements here that probably every first time reader is going to miss. And one of the things that they mention is that you can kind of move through other Warrens with Chaos.
Yes, because Chaos Warren is
Special.
pathway to every other Warren
Yes.
in existence. But also, like we already said, using that Warren is making you crazy. I'm not sure if this is spoiler. You will cut it out if it's huge spoiler. I don't know when we will find out that that Chaos Warren is probably first Warren to ever existed.
That is spoiler, but thing is that's mentioned in this book too, so it's fine.
Yes, and also this is the reason why bridge burners made a deal with Hairlock to save his life. They don't give a damn about him. We already said that he's an unpleasant guy, but he is one of the rare guys who can move through Chaos Warren, and by doing that you can be spy and spy on every other Warren. So
Yes.
he's very useful to them.
And that's exactly what they are using him as. He's a spy. His primary objective is to spy House Shadow.
But also, what was strange and what made me admire bridge burners even more is that they figure out what happened in Ditko Khan by themselves.
But what was the first hint to them? I don't know if you noticed that little detail.
What?
Well, Lorne was there. And do you know what it means?
Yes, that there was magic there.
Yes,
Lorne.
because Lorne is magic killer because of her sword.
There was another thing that they discuss here, and if we mention that thing that they discussed here, I mean, everybody will figure out what we are trying to say. I don't know how to approach it.
You know how we will approach it? I know exactly what you are saying. We will just say what's said in the book.
I don't know how to even point to this without everybody know. Oh, so those two are okay. Come on.
Let me just say the sentence that Callum say, and then it's up to you guys whether you wanna figure it out or not. So what he say is that Shadowthrone and his companion Cotillion were unheard of before assassination of Callum Vedendenser, the old emperors and his first mate.
What does that mean, man? Oh my god, that is too hard to crack.
You know what's funny in all of that? That I was one of those dummies that didn't really understand this.
Yes, I didn't. When I was first reading, I just glossed over that part.
Yes.
But if you read it, it's
that's why
it's screaming at you. I think even Tettersail say, "Oh,
it was so obvious." Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what this means, guys? And trust me, this is the book to do it. Your second read will be magical. trust me, you wanna read this book and then read it again.
Yes, reread is, I think I mentioned this before, but reread of Malazan is practically a must.
Yeah. I mean, it's not must, it's just, it's even better than the first time. And that's such a rare thing in the books.
I agree. You got so much information that you missed the first time that it's incredible.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a couple of things that I want to mention here also. They mention Warren of Illusion, and they, in older prints, in older prints, it was written that it's Russian. But it's not Russian. The correct Warren of Illusion name is Manas. So guys, if this is confusing you, if you have older version of the books, just keep that. Russian is also Warren, but it's not Warren of Illusions.
Russian is Warren of Darkness.
Yes. You know what I wonder also, man?
What?
What is Fiddler doing through all this conversation?
Oh yes, I mean, we find here that Fiddler has similar abilities like Tethersail.
Yeah, similar but different.
All this conversation they are having, and Fiddler is just pacing up and down and scowling. I imagine him scowling and thinking. But apparently he has similar prophetic powers, but he
works purely on instincts.
Yes,
yeah,
and
he doesn't need card.
All these bridge burners that are alive because he had bad feeling while they were digging those tunnels, and he basically saved their lives.
And he has bad feeling. He knows that somebody has died this night.
Yes. I mean, thing is, man, Fiddler always have bad feeling.
Well,
and that means that this universe is sucked to live in, because something bad is always happening, man.
You know what? If you are a soldier in the war, of course you will always have bad feeling.
I never read that Fiddler had a good feeling. It's always I have a bad feeling.
And that's why he's one of our favorite characters.
Yes. I mean, he's some small guy. He's not strong. He doesn't look like nothing.
He's just kind of crazy,
I mean, every supper is crazy. That's the biggest truth of Malazan. To be supper, you need to be legitimately crazy.
Oh, this is moment when I wanna say something in future books, and we're spoiler free. I know I can't.
It's but probably book 2.
Oh man, you know me like a book. But let's not.
Anyway, that is supper highlight in that book.
But I wanna ask you, how did you feel? This is probably your favorite moment in this chapter too, when Kalam is bringing, or actually smuggling Paran inside to Tethersail. You remember his conversation with those soldiers?
I mean, those guards were like, they are untrusting, stop, don't come any closer. But moment he say that he's Kalam from Bridge Burners, he say, okay, whatever you need, we will do.
We got your back, bro. We got your back.
After they pass, and he even warned them, if you see some girl coming, just let her pass. Don't try to stop her.
Yes, and this was such a nice moment that shows us how Malazan soldiers treat each other, because Kalam didn't really have to warn them about Suri, but the fact that he did it, it shows you he's not just cold-blooded assassin. He care about other people, even if they are, I don't know, like regular guards. But anyways, next part is probably the most important part of this chapter for the first time readers, because we are going to deconstruct yet another fairly complicated card read of Tethersail. So first card that she kinda discusses, Mason of Death. So I didn't really know how to approach this, how much spoilery it is, but I really feel that you can kinda guess on your own what this card represents.
Right after this reading, we find out, in conversation between Fiddler and Whiskey Jack, that both of them were Masons before they were soldiers.
Yeah, they worked with stone.
Yes, so this is pretty huge hint. Now you carry on.
Oh, of course, another thing is said that this Mason has gray hair, gray beard, something like that. I don't remember
grizzled.
Yes, he's grizzled.
And that is like one word that describes Whiskey Jack, I think, perfectly.
Yeah, but here is another thing that should kinda ring your bell to who this Mason is. that he was making a burrow, and that many people died because of that. So this to me, it can mean a lot of things, but you can look it in a symbolic way. Like, what did they do? What did Whiskey Jack and Bridge Burners do before Pale fight?
They were digging those tunnels.
Yes, for 3 years. And, you know, everybody almost died inside of these tunnels. Isn't that like perfect, huge burrow?
Yes, and also said that this Mason of Death sent so many people in their death to their deaths.
Yes. It's kind of symbolic.
This might be, yes, and that might point out to, you know, Pale and digging those tunnels, but also he was military commander for his entire life. Pretty much he's sending people to their deaths.
Yes.
So I really think, you know, it can point to him or Fiddler, but I really think it points to him.
No matter how you spin this, there are so many hints that this is Whiskey Jack. You know, it's, to me, this is not spoiler.
Not really, you know.
You can figure it out.
Yes.
But here is another
You really
hint
can.
that you can kind of get, is that Tattersall feel that she's connected to she doesn't know this is Whiskey Jack. She doesn't, you know, even hint about it. But she feels that, you know, she's getting afraid that if she connects with this Mason, that, you know, she's also gonna be one of the victims. Another card that she reads, and that this one excited me so much, man, when I first read it. That Night of Darkness will have clash with House of Shadow. I'm like imagining fight between Amana's hounds and...
Yes, but this is the thing that I wanna little bit, we didn't mention this, but I wanna mention it here. In first conversation between Whiskey Jack and Tattersall, they were speaking about day that Dasse Multor died, and how he was, you know, he was working for House of Dead. He was, I think, Knight of House of Dead, and he made some deal with Hood. He broke that deal, blah blah blah. Not that important. But point is, one Ascendant interfered there, and it was like starting point of many other Ascendant interfering at the same event. So there is thing when one Ascendant start interfering with events, it always draw other also, like power draw power.
Yes, and you don't wanna be...
I don't know. Yes, so basically, if there is one Ascendant interfering with events, you better be sure that there will be other who will come.
Yes, they all want to be part of the game.
Yes, and there will always be, you know, conflicts.
Yes, of course this makes sense because this next card clearly say how many these Ascendants are entering into the fray, and Night of Darkness will clash with House of Shadow. I mean, that's clear read. You should, I think even in the first read I understood this, what
Yes.
it means.
Anomander versus, I don't know,
Yes.
probably Hounds.
Anomander versus Shadow, so whatever Shadow brings. So I think we kinda deconstructed this read of cards. If we miss something, you can guys just, you know, write us. Or if you have some other interpretation of Mason, also, you know, you can just write us, whatever you feel.
Also, I wanna talk while all this is happening. We get little bit information about Bridge Burner's new mission in conversation between Dujak, Fiddler, and Whiskey Jack. And their new mission is to go to Darujistan. And Whiskey Jack realized right away that that is mission.
It's another suicide
Solely-
mission.
Yes, but solely designed to kill them all. But also what I noticed there, Dujak offered to Whiskey Jack to just walk away, just to desert.
Yes.
But these guys, they have their own code of honor.
Man,
Whiskey
soldiers
Jack-
love each other, especially
Yes.
in this army.
And he wanna get to bottom of this, or bottom what is happening. And he said, doesn't matter, there is few of us left, but, you know, we are still capable of holding swords. We will, you know, find out what is happening.
You know what I got from this part of the chapter, what actually caught my eye?
What?
That conversation, and actually his thinking about Sori. Or actually before that we should probably talk about Sori appeared. And all the bridge burners kinda encircled her.
Man, this is funny situation. Imagine Callum, Quick Ben, fiddler, I think, there, and they are all yelling at, I think, 15-year-old girl.
Yes.
And that 15-year-old girl is bored.
She's not afraid.
No, not only that she's not afraid, she's bored, literally.
But you know what I wonder, man? Do you think that Cotillion could kill all those guys there? One versus, whatever. I think it was like 10 bridge burners.
No, thing is, I don't think that he wanna, but I'm not sure if he. No.
If they started attacking him, what do you think? Would he win or they?
I think they would win. Much.
I think Callum couldn't kill him, but I think Quickbang could because he doesn't have Otataral.
I don't think anybody could kill him one-on-one of those guys right away. Here is like one big rule in these Malazan fights. Morant munition beat everything. you learn that. Like, sharper or cassette to the head beat everybody.
Goodbye.
Yes. Doesn't matter how powerful you are.
Okay, we agree in that. But anyways, what I wanna say, after that Whiskey Jack is thinking about past moment that he had with Sori, and they were somewhere in the Mudwoods, and they were questioning some mercenaries. And Sori was questioner, which was really, really wrong, and she was working with her daggers on their loins. And that thing scared Whiskey Jack. Actually, maybe not scared, but put them in terror. Whiskey Jack and Callum, that he sent Callum to, quickly kill those guys. So they don't have to suffer that.
Man, I think it even said that while Callum was killing them, they were thanking him.
Yes. Of course they were thanking him. What she was doing.
Imagine that. Yes. When you say loins, you know where that points out.
And when Whiskey Jack, kinda look at her, she just, shrugged. You know what that actually means, man? That Cotillion is cold-blooded. Very, very cold-blooded.
But you know what I also noticed there? That Whiskey Jack, and this I didn't understand. Whiskey Jack want her to not be possessed. And this doesn't make sense to me. Wouldn't you prefer that she is possessed and that she is not doing this? That some god is doing this?
You know why?
And he would prefer that, this little girl was actually cold-blooded murderer.
I know, but you know why, man?
I
will tell you why I think, at least it's because, maybe with enough time he can change human nature, but for sure he cannot deal with gods. Because whenever he was dealing with gods, it didn't turn out well.
But honestly, I would more understand if he was thinking other way around. Oh, I hope this girl is possessed because I cannot live in the world where little girl is capable of doing stuff
he
like
knows
this.
Whenever gods are involved, man, things don't turn out well. So, he just don't want anything to do with that.
Bad experience.
Yeah.
Also, guys, we forgot to mention what happened with Paran. And what bridge burners do when they have something they don't want to take care of. Can you guess, Duncan?
Of course.
They dump it on Tettersail. They say, you take care of this. And she protests, but she end up taking care of Paran.
Yes.
And Hairlock.
Yes. She's literally babysitter right now.
Yes.
But, oh yeah, so now we come to the end of a chapter, I think, right?
Yes.
Is that big?
Something big happened.
Confrontation.
Something big happened there.
Yeah. Gear finds.
You know what broke my heart a little bit there?
What?
That those two bro guards.
Oh,
died.
Yeah. I forgot about. Why did you remind me of
Man,
that?
I like those guys. Even, I didn't know nothing about them. Just, by their conversation with Callum, I really like them.
Yes.
And they died.
Yes, and Gear kills them.
Yes, for no reason at all.
Well,
I know.
They were in his way.
Yes.
But anyway,
But still, it broke my heart.
Gear was, when Hairlock was, sniffing around in Shadow Realm, Amanas sent hounds to, chase this intruder. And Gear found the trail, and he's now in our realm, and he's going to fight with, with Hairlock. And here we get...
And again, I wanna say how, if I was Tettersail, I would hate everybody right now.
Why?
but because, there is Hairlock, she need to take care of, there is Paran, and now, goddamn Hound is coming to her.
Of course. Oh, but yeah, in that fight, actually, this is what I was confused about in this fight. When Gear kinda attacked her, there was some like protective barrier shield. I don't know how you imagined that. Because imagine this was show. How would they represent this barrier? Like how? Like I cannot really even describe
Like
it.
force field.
Like force field?
Maybe.
I really, I wanna imagine
But thing is-
what Erikson imagined when he wrote this.
You know what is the thing? We before this, we find out in conversation between Whiskey Jack and Fiddler that Tattersail is actually very strong, that she is master of her warren. And that I think Whiskey Jack said that if she go 1 versus 1 with Teicheren, it would be a close fight.
Yeah.
And this goddamn Hound is playing with her.
Thing is, I don't believe that she would be good enough to fight Teicheren. I think Whiskey Jack was
Maybe not,
wrong.
but point is that I think she is really strong.
Yeah.
Maybe not like Teicheren, but she is not. She could be high mage. She was offered to be high mage. She just refused.
Yes.
So that means she is strong. And this Hound is playing with her.
Yeah. And not only her, but also he's kind of fighting at the same time with Hairlock, because Hairlock is also there.
Yes. But at one point, I think Halo got upper hand on that Hound.
Yes, he was doing something and Tattersail realized it.
Yes, he was trying to like subdue that Hound.
Yes.
Or possess, I'm not sure what.
He wanted to...
Apparently Chaos give you that power.
Yes, with Chaos you can kind of corrupt other beings. And he was corrupting Gear. And what happens?
Paran!
Yes, Paran walks in with his sword. I think, was he in pajamas? Or something like that. He was unconscious.
He just woke up.
Yeah, he was unconscious. And
he stabbed.
Yes, he stabbed the
that
Gear.
Dog. No, not dog, sorry, Hound. But thing is, man, it was, when I was reading this, I wasn't sure if this was like good thing for Hound or bad thing for Hound.
It was definitely a good thing, I feel.
Yeah, but no, he nearly killed him also.
Yeah, but you know what this means also?
But he saved him from, Hairlock corruption.
His sword is not anymore just a sword.
Oh yes, that too. You cannot really hurt. I swear I would forget this. To mention this, and this is very important. You cannot, normal soldier, cannot hurt Hound of Shadow.
No.
Swords do nothing to them. And Paran's sword did something to Hound.
Yes.
So, this is not just sword. This is now tool of opponent.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I was trying to figure out how to say that, but that's perfect. His sword is tool of opponent. And I think we kind of finished this episode.
Yeah, this is, I think we mentioned everything that was important. I hope you guys enjoyed. If we forget something, please let us know. And see ya in episode 5.